Hello, hi, welcome to Amazing Growth again. This is Antoinette Hunter. I am a teacher and a developmental intervention specialist. Happy New Year. Today, we are going to be talking about milestones and abilities for babies 0 to 3 months. If this is your first time tuning into my channel, you are very welcome. Please do not forget to share my videos and subscribe to my channel because that's the only way that I can continue to grow. Today we are going to talk about milestones for babies from 0 to 3 months old. Milestones are physical checkpoints or behavior in children development as they grow. Abilities are skills that look at your child's overall behavior to gauge their progress. So if we need to gauge their progress, we need to look at their overall development, what they are able to do. Abilities are additional skills that your child should be doing as they develop. These skills are very necessary and essential in your child's development. You should not be alarmed if your child is missing one or two of the skills because every child develops differently. However, if your child is missing multiple skills, you should be talking to your child pediatrician or consult a health care provider. Okay? Because I don't want you to ignore it. So today I have JJ with me just to demonstrate some of the things that your child should be doing. Some of the milestones that your child should be reaching when they're 0 to 3 months of age. I would like to talk about the motor skills. Motor skills, usually when we talk about motor skills, we talk about movement. When your child is lying on their tummy, they should be able to push up their arms. They should be able to push up their arms and lift up their heads. They should be able to lift up with their heads up like this. Okay, usually when baby are laying down, they kind of like have to move. They move sometimes a certain way, so they move up a certain way. They should move their fist from close to open, from close to open. So if they're laying down like that, they should be able to open their fist open. They should be able to bring their hands to their mouth and move their legs and arms off and off the surface. So you want to see that movement going on. Now, you should act early by talking to your child pediatrician if your child is having difficulties lifting their heads up. If your child has stiff legs with little or no movement. If your child keeps hands fisted and have a lax arm movement, if they lack arm movement and their hands is fisted, you should kind of like bring that to your pediatrician's attention. If your child push back with their heads while lying down on their back, you should also be concerned about that and make sure that you just bring that to your pediatrician attention. Please do not ignore these signs because it's important for early intervention. So milestone for sensory skills. While laying on their back, when your child is laying on his or her back, the child should attempt to reach for a toy object above their chest. If you hold a toy object above their chest like that, they should be able to reach out to it. They should follow visual tracking by moving their eyes from side to side. They should keep their head centered so that way they can follow face. They can follow face or toy in front of them. They should be able to calm with rocking. You should be able to calm them down with rocking or touching or gentle sound. Hey baby, And your child should enjoy varieties of movement. So if you want to move your child, hi baby, hey JJ, back and forth JJ, your child should be able to enjoy all of that. Now, if your child, not all kids are going to enjoy all movement. There are some movement that your child might not just be into it. It's not because they have any kinds of delay. Just these are just things for you to pay attention or take note of if your child is not doing. Now, you should be talking to your doctor. If your child is not following objects with their eyes, that means your child is not keeping any kind of eye contact. Frequent resisting being held. If your child does not want to be held, if your child face remain closed most of the time, you want to pay attention to that because they should be able to open and close their face. And if your child does not enjoy different types of movement or communication, then you should be alarmed with that too. If your child does not enjoy different types of movement, you should be allowed. Some kids don't like to be touched. They don't like to be moved. I'm not sure for several reasons, but you should make sure that if you're seeing all of this, you speak to your child healthcare provider. If your child is not performing all of the skills just listed, okay? The next milestone is communication. If your child remains quiet or smiles in response to sound or voices, turn head towards sounds or voices. That's what you want to see. You want your child to remain quiet and respond to sounds and voices. When your child hears someone talking, you want your child to be able to follow through with their eyes or their head. Then you know that the child is communicating. The child will show interest in faces. If someone walks in the room, it could be a provider, a child care provider. It could be mom or dad or a sibling walked in the room, or even just hearing somebody walk in the room and going to, playing with he or she. They should be able to communicate with their eyes that they're interested. They should be making eye contact. Okay, they cry differently for different reasons and different needs. If they are hungry, you want them to cry. If they're tired, you want them to cry. You want to hear your child cooing and smiling. Now, if your child is not communicating in that way and your child does not cry when your child is hungry, if your child does not cry when if your child doesn't cry when they're hungry or uncomfortable, you should be talking to a healthcare provider or a pediatrician. If your child does not notice or respond to loud noise or sounds, you should be talking to your child healthcare provider or pediatrician. And if your child does not make eye contact, if your child is not making any eye contact, you need to be talking to your child pediatrician or healthcare provider. Your child should be making eye contact from 0 to 3 months old. That is what is expected for your child to do. Now, the next thing is going to be feeding, JJ. It's feeding. Milestone for feeding. Your child should be able to latch into a nipple or bottle. So when you're giving your child, you're breastfeeding the child or giving them a bottle, they should be able to latch. Their tongue should move forward and backward to suck. So their tongue should be moving forward and backward. You want to see their tongue moving, okay? They should be able to drink at least 2 to 6 ounces of liquid per feeding, 6 times per day. We all say that, but we are moms. I mean, sometimes we cannot deviate from those feeding milestone that is given to us by our pediatrician. Your child should be able to suck and swallow well during feeding. Now, if your child is not doing all of that, you should be talking to your child pediatrician. If your child is having difficulties with swallowing, loses a lot of breast milk or formula on the side of their mouth, sometimes you will see the formula dripping. They're not able to latch well when you're breastfeeding them. Those are some of the skills, abilities, and milestones that I have for you on these videos. Please remember, do not hesitate to contact your child pediatrician or a healthcare professional if your child if your child is having difficulties meeting some of the milestones that I have just listed. Okay, thank you for watching. Have a great day.